And alright, chat. We are back, and we do Karma next. So Karma is a Plat support. I believe this will be the last one for the day. A Plat Zenyatta player who said, "No positioning, only flank. We barely won this game." So we'll see how this goes. So we're looking at number 10, Karma. Zenyatta is a really good choice for Junkertown because of the long sidelines. You've got to keep in mind, like, yeah, you've got the Rhine, you've got the Reaper, so Hans is also really good. You're not gonna have a lot of peel. So if they got like a dive hero, I don't see them having a dive hero. But if they have like a Tracer or a Genji or whatever, then you could be in trouble. But you're fine. That's a very weird spot to shoot. Like, I guess you're trying to get a Widow in case the Widow is here, which is fine. I haven't just seen that very often. Okay. Careful, the waist on the left. You just oracle your Hansa. You should put your Harmony on someone. Okay. You should have to put your Discord on someone too. Discord is your most important ability. Put your Discord on someone. Like, shooting is fine, but you need to get a Discord out. There you go. Late, but that's fine. Good shooting. Now you have McCree as well as your Widow. Just to deal with the Pharah, I assume. You're playing okay, like you're trying to play with cover, you're shooting a long range. Again, you should be looking to put your Discord and your Harmony out as often as you can, because they are quite literally free value. Cost you nothing to have them up. Yep. Play with cover, like, why are you doing this? You were fine here, why are you gone all the way over here where you can just get shot? Your eye keeps you alive though. So you're trying to play some kinda correctly. You've got the right idea of take a long silence and shoot at the enemy, but you need to have both of your orbs up more often. At least that's far. It's not been very long. But the things I've seen is that you're doing damage, which is fine. You just need to have your orbs active more often, because those are actually the biggest part of Zen. Like, not, of course, not the Harmony Orb. Harmony Orb is still good. It's quite literally free healing on someone without even having to look at them. But the Discord Orb is quite literally just broken. It's one of the most broken abilities in the game. It can be like 25% more damage for one person by 6 people, so it's like a lot more damage. It doesn't scale like that, of course. Like, I'm not just gonna say this is like 150% more damage. You go duel the Pharah, don't duel the Pharah that close. You can duel the Pharah from further away, but don't duel the Pharah that close. You will always win that close. Mostly, I just feel like you need to have your orbs out more often. Like, just cancel here and put it in your Rhine. Your Rhine is healing, yeah. Reload, that's fine. Put your Discord orb, like you see the Pharah, put the Discord on the Pharah. Good job. You don't need Transcendence yet. Remember, your priority should be to put your orbs out. Unless you got like a fully charged right click, you can shoot at someone. And even if you have a fully charged right click, the first thing you do after that right click is put your Discord orb out. That's just how good it is. Flags that? Yeah, sorry. Trans the flags? Okay. Your rank was very low. But he didn't die, so maybe saving the trans is for the better. As a general rule though, it's probably good to just trans the flags. Mercy trying to rest. You could again try aggressively here if you trans to go aggressive here if you wanted to. Make use of the fact that you've got your ultimate. Like, they don't have like a grab you need to counter, or like a blade you need to save it for, and you just didn't use it for flags, which in my mind flags is the one ultimate you want to save it for in this comp, so you can just go for it. By the way, that's how much damage Discord helps you do. Harmony, yeah, that's good. That's good Harmony. Bad barrage from the Pharah, which is fine for us. Good shooting. That's a very bad Transcendence. I don't think you, even if you were in danger of dying, which I don't think you were, you don't want to trans this. Your team is like 4 people up. Right? Like, you transcend, like, yeah, the Sigma could kill you, But you can hide from the Sigma and heal up. And like again, your team was like so many people. Quite literally, 2 of them are alive. So even if you die, it's that one fight. You just wasted Transcendence. Put your auras first. I feel the biggest thing thus far has definitely been putting your auras out and using cover. Because a lot of time you're just going too far out of cover to peek. Like, this is okay, but if you think this is in cover, it's not. Right? You are kind of in cover from people who are over here, but these people, like, if I go to their weather, right? You are not in cover. You are on the other side now, but you are not in cover when you started shooting at them. See if I can find the best view for this. Right? You are not in cover. Even if you think you are, you are not in cover. This widow can shoot you in the open right now. And you could be dead right now. Again, you could be dead. Now you could not be dead. You made it all the way through. But you go through the open a lot. That's something like that. You actually go back and the widow can shoot you again. Stop being in the open. Okay, let me go back. 3 minutes 41 seconds. Let's go to the practice range. If you're worried about your shots being quote unquote eaten by the walls, if you are not using them very close, right? Don't be, because your shots go through walls so long as the middle way is clear. You can see how they're clearly going through walls, right? Your shots are not gonna be eaten by the walls if you just shoot them and you've got like a clear line of sight on the enemy. You can quite literally see that they go through the wall sometimes, because the actual hitbox starts in the middle, basically in your face, even though the animation doesn't. The actual hitbox is different than the animation. So hopefully you can see that playing this close is not gonna. If that's what's keeping you from playing closer to the walls, if what's keeping you from playing closer to the walls is just the fact that you think your shots are gonna be eaten, don't be, because so long as you have a clear line of sight on the enemy, your shots will go through the walls. No matter how bad it looks. And if that's not what's holding you back from playing closer to the walls, then just play closer to the walls. Because you're going way too far in the open. Check it out. So we're at 3 minutes 40. Seal up, this is okay. No need to charge the right click right now. Like, yeah, that's a wasted 5 shots. You could just be worrying about your team instead. That's a good charge. You could have actually shot that, but you're going for a flank, looks like. Yeah, you're just going for a flank. Charge your shot before picking the flank. Charge your shot. Oh, you're going all the way around. Charge your shot before picking the flank. Charge your shot. You should have your shot charged. If you had your shot charged, then you just shoot them at the widow and the widow's dead. Right? Charge your shot before picking. You're probably gonna kill her anyway, because you never realized you just missed so many of them. Oh my god. You also don't need to get this close. It's a little easier to aim while you are farther back. Like, if you just stay around this corner, let's say you stay here, and the widow moves, you will see that this is actually a lot easier to just hit her. First thing first, if you had your shots charged before flanking, which I don't think flanking is the best way to play Zen, but if you want to go for it, go for it. You could have just popped out, shot her right now, and she would be dead, right? Secondly, if she moves while you are this far back, right, and you need to make a correction, your correction is this. Whereas if you are all the way up here, you can see that if I go to your camera, a small correction by taking a single step is like half of your screen. That's actually what makes you not healer. And you're probably gonna die now. Good kill. But you do die, and they rest the kill. But yeah, hopefully, like, quick tips, if you are going to go flank, charge your shot before picking the corner, and you don't need to get right up in their faces. You can just shoot from afar and you got no damage fall off. Flags? I mean, trans the flags. Good trans. You're unalive anyway. I think she was too far away, which is unfortunate. Down front line. Save the last half second of the Transcendence to just get as far away from the enemy as you can. You are not a frontline hero and you just die for it. So right now you may feel like you're kinda trapped. And that's because you're just going for the same thing over and over. Just be close to their team and shoot them. Well, you're a sniper, you can be far away. And mostly you just use cover. Like, good awareness to shoot the far, but it's just too late. This is a lost fight. You are using this time that... I like this, like, you are using the downtime to try to get value by just flanking. So long as you don't go too early. Like, right now, this is too early. Just wait. Just wait in cover. You don't need to pick even. You can just wait in cover so they don't see you. Because if you pick and someone sees you, then you're in trouble. Just wait until your team is ready to go and then you can set up for a flank. Because your team is just still respawning. Good cancel, but I think did they see you? They did not see you. A little too early. Again, like, look what your team is. You can see your team through the walls. You should not be shooting right now because you can see your team through the walls. It's like you've just given yourself up and your team is not engaging yet. If you just wait until your team is fighting, then the Ana turning around is lost value for them, right? If the Ana turns around and stops hitting the Sigma on the front line, your team can run him over. But this gets you no value. Now at this point, like, you're distracting some people and you did kill the Widow, but just having waited a little bit longer would have been the best. Now you're just gonna die. You should die at least. Yeah. You get value? You got value. But you could have gotten a lot more value because the Widow even got rest. And you did distract like 2 people. But not at the perfect timing. Don't pick a Widow with size, though you did chase her away, which is good. But don't be really careful about the Widow with size. Not sure about that trans, but let's go with it. Good block with the hook. You tried at least. Good shots on the Widow. Far behind you. You're frontlining too much. Again, I just had a whole review about this. With Ana and with Zen, the most important thing is surviving. Surviving. You don't need to get this close, you need to play with cover. That will help you stay alive. So the 2 biggest things I've seen thus far is, number 1, just play more with cover. Actually spell things rather than just make grabbles on the skin. On the stream. Play more with cover. High ground helps, but on this map there's not that useful, so cover most importantly. And have your orbs out. Orbs out for Harambe. Yes, old meme, I'm a nerd. Whatever. Just keep your orbs out there. Also, you took a long time to start going. Like, your team is already fighting and you're all the way back here. Just go with your team. Oh, you're just by yourself. Maybe you get the kill, but yeah, probably not. Don't be by yourself. This is a very aggressive position. This is where like a Hanzo would play. A Widow would play, right? And guess what? They've got mobility to get out. That's the whole point. Like Hanzo and Widow and Dash can have 3 ways out. You are just a very slow monk who cannot do anything. So when you're playing on this area and the enemy team is just like, lol, Zenyatta for free, right? Especially if they have like a Tracer or a Genji or whatever dive heroes. You should be here. Or here. Or here. With your team. You can play on this corner. You can play all the way back here too. Because you got no range. No range drop off, I should say.
The outcome is not preordained.
It's not about the flanking, by the way. It's not that the flanking is causing you to have bad position. You're just not using cover and exposing yourself way too much. Which you shouldn't do, right? Like, don't expose yourself and use cover more. Those are the big things about surviving. You should have Orbed, Harmony Orb someone, like right about here. You could Harmony Orb your Ana, your Soldier. You actually have it on Ana. It just goes away. So, I take it back. You had your Harmony Orb, you just went for a flank and it got away because you brought it outside for 3 seconds. What's this flank? Were you dodging the Roadhog? Because, yeah, he's gonna see you. This should be a lost fight, yeah. Just lost fight. The most, like, even more than your orbs, you need to survive. Yes, getting your orbs out for value is important. No, you're not using cover correctly. Most of the time you're trying to use, like, even this, you may think you're in cover, but you're not actually in cover, right? You are in some sort of cover if people come up here, right? You're in a little bit of cover, but not a lot of cover, and if someone is just, like, where the enemy team is, they can see you entirely. You're not using cover. Like, I know in your screen you may think, oh hey, I am in cover because cover is on my screen. That's not how it works. Like, you need to go further left to make sure you are in cover. You're using cover though, like, you got the right idea, you're just not using it when you go for damage. It's like, you play a little bit with cover, play a little bit with cover, and then just go full in. You just go out and start shooting the enemy and stay out of cover the entire time. Okay, you could maybe chase the fire out. She just goes out by herself, that's fine. Very risky play if you're going to go for this. You almost killed though. Remember they have a Widow. You're playing very flanky and very risky, which again, I don't hate it. But you just need to make sure you're playing with cover so you don't die. You should not have dropped from the high ground. You're now in a really bad position, but your team wins the fight anyway. Like, imagine if you had the same thing, you just kill the Ana from here, and then instead of just having to be in the middle of the team, you just do this. Oh, hello Farah, you're dead too, and then I can come back here and shoot people from here, right? Okay, it's like you've got an idea of how to play with cover, but you start in cover and then go out and never return. Also, this is just too aggressive, just go back. Even, I'm okay with this even, just be careful because of course they have a Widow. Okay, be careful because of course they have a Widow and a Farah. But I don't hate your positioning. I don't think positioning is the issue. I think it's just you're not using cover enough. Like, even now, you may think you're in cover, but you're really just in the open. Good kill. The Harmony in the Discord, that's good. You get value. I'm okay with this. I'm not sure you needed it, but with your Ana dead, I think it's fine. Don't do this though, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Just stay with your team. Like I said, I think it's fine, but you can just be here. Heal your team, make sure you're in a good position. You're gonna end this Transcendence in the middle of the enemy team. You know what? I would have been okay with it if you ended here. Because you can still shoot the Ana from here. But here you're just in the open and the Widow can just shoot at you. It's still a one fight probably, but... This is the second time I've told you, keep in mind where you end your Transcendence. Good kill. But keep in mind where you end your Transcendence. Because you don't want to be in the middle of the enemy team or way too close to the enemy team. If you could, yeah, that's good. Okay. So you see your soldiers doing what you do. He just dropped from the high ground, went for kills, and then died. But he had his ultimate, so he did kill 2. If I go back, I'm gonna guess, and this is just a random guess, he could have gotten exactly the same value without dropping, and you'll say it, and you'll be like, oh, yeah, of course. Oh, he got booped back, never mind. Not his fault. He just got booped out of the high ground. He could have definitely gotten the same value from the high ground, but he got booped. It's not like he threw. How did you get this far forward? Did you change your soldering? Why did you drop? You should have been dead by now. Like, Anna should have slapped you, nailed the ground, Ryan could have just swung at you once and you would be dead. You get away with a lot, and you're gonna die anyway, but you should not have been able to kill that Anna. And at high ranks you won't be able to. So don't give up your good position and your cover just to go aggressive. You can still get good angles. So long as you have a good angle, you can still do damage. I think like this is the best example. You don't need to give your good cover just to go aggressive like this or I'm here. You don't need to give up your cover to just go aggressive and stand in the open. You can still go aggressive just by holding this angle, doing damage. And maybe if the Widow is scary, you just take a step back. The Widow can no longer shoot at you. You've got cover. You can now shoot at these people, etc., etc. Careful with the Widow. I'm okay with you dueling Widow, but you need to be careful. Yep. You just do it in the open. And I feel like this is a really good example of you just... You did not have your right click charged even for this. You just charge like 1, 2 orbs, 3 orbs, and you're picking the Widow already. With 3 orbs charged. No. You're not technically picking that much at this point. Like, the Widow has a good shot here, like... Oh no, you do pick way too far forward, right? This is you. So you got 3 orbs charged and you were already picking the Widow. And then you just stand in the open, which again, it may not look like the open because cover is very close to your screen. But if you look at the Widow, it's like you literally are not in cover, right? You are in cover when half of your screen is covered by the cover. You're just in the open. This is still a one fight though.
Peace be upon you.
So you retake, you go behind your team, which is fine. Damage. Harmony or someone. Could have harmony or your Vine even. I would be fine with you harmony or your Vinehard. Okay, you put it on Kree, which is fine. Good dodge from the barrage. Should have cancelled, but it's okay. That should maybe too advanced. And now they have no tanks and we can't push. So it did work out, but you should still harmony or someone. You could have maybe kept your Ryan alive. In fact, your Ryan went Wrecking Ball to come back faster because it's last fight and he got Blood Spawn. I'm kind of okay with this. Just remember, don't peek too far out and don't drop. Like, definitely don't drop. Don't peek too far out. You're just dead, yeah. Again, you are gonna be like, I was in cover. How did I get hooked? You were just not in cover. Very much not in cover. You probably tried to drench that, just didn't manage because Rotok one-shot you. You said you win this. How do we win this? Good healing on Urana, definitely. Oh, we Rotok got them out of the point. Okay. Fortunate. Like, I think this was a winnable fight for either team. Like, they had 4 people left. I think they Ryan died, right? Yeah. So they had 4 people left, right? Wrecking Ball coming back. We had 3 people with 2 coming back, so Could have been winnable for either team, I believe. But we just moved them off the point. Okay. Overall, yeah, just play with cover more. Make sure your orbs are always out, especially like at the start of the fight when you don't need to be focusing about as many things. But also just play with cover more. Like stop picking. You've got the right idea of just starting cover, peek out, but when you peek out too far, and you never go back to cover. It's important that you prioritize survivability. Also, stop going so aggressive physically, right? Like you don't need to get on top of the Widow to kill her. You don't need to get on top of the Ana to kill her. Overall, everything I can tell you is to just survive more. And you survive more by doing those things, right? By playing more with cover, by not going physically aggressive. Taking an aggressive angle, like the idea of flanking with Zen is not I'm gonna go this way and get right under Widow's face. Is I'm gonna go this way and now I have an aggressive angle behind them and I can shoot the Widow from here and kill her probably. And shoot the payload from there, right? That's just an idea of going aggressive with Zen. Is to have a good angle to shoot the enemy, not to get physically close. Anywho, that's gonna be it for today, guys. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. That's it. Have fun, y'all.